cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. It's time again.
What up, y'all? You tuned in to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is Music Monday, and I'm your host, Slash. And with me, I got Comedian 96, K Money, Freddie G. Together, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. On Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. All right, y'all, and welcome back to another Music Monday. Got a few things we're going to discuss today about hip-hop. Of course, we talk about hip-hop a lot on Mondays because hip-hop is hot, and hip-hop's been around for over 50 years. Last year, 2023, marked the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. And since the beginning of hip-hop has changed the culture. You know, it has given rebirth to a culture. It's given black or young black teens or young black adults an actual voice in their communities, you know, by way of hip-hop music. As well as hip-hop dancing. You know, we know hip-hop brought a lot of stuff to the culture and generation. But I guess what I want to talk about is the popularity of hip-hop. We know it's extremely popular, but is there a decline in hip-hop or the music industry, or do you think it's not declining? I guess just different situations where it could seem like it's declining. The recent Diddy situation took a big toll out of the hip-hop community.
Well, I mean, hip-hop has always received negativity where being in the news is concerned, in my opinion. So I don't think, I mean, the Diddy situation, yeah, it may have just put another asterisk or another star by hip-hop, but as far as affecting it, as far as its popularity, I don't think it hurt it in that aspect. I think, you know, I do agree. You mentioned earlier how it impacted, it helped raise my generation, which all of us are part of. Right. You know, we grew up with hip-hop. Right. But, you know, you look at the music that we listening to now versus when hip hop started. Yeah. If anything, I think that may be affecting.
Yes.
How?
Can I speak on that?
You sure can.
Yes. That was a good point you just said. I was just thinking it in my head because you remember when back in the day, who paved the way for us? Right. It was rappers you would probably want to look
to
up
actually
to.
Listen to.
Right. Yeah, or even look up to. Right. And even though they probably wasn't some what do they call it? When somebody's the anyway. Now the people paving the way. You got Sexy Red.
The types of people that are in leadership of a culture.
They're putting them out front now.
Well, that's
Sexy Reds and the people that it's not they're not lyrically. It's like
and you're totally correct, and that's a whole different conversation too when you talk about they. Mm-hmm. But that could be a form of declining for people our age.
It should be any age.
That hip hop era that you mentioned, and Sexy Red is a good artist to her class of people that listen to her.
That's not our that's not majority of our generation.
But that's what they like.
Yeah, that's what they like. So so the word I was looking for was role model. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah. So most of the times the rappers we had, they probably a role model or somebody you kind of looked up to. But now the rappers that they have these days, or more of the Sexy Reds, the what's the girl with the pink hair? The one I like so much, I can't even think of her name no more. Ice Spice. The people that they're putting out in front and they're making famous aren't, first of all, they're not lyrically just like that. It's more of a fashion thing. some on wrestling.
So let me ask you: you think that hip hop has taken a turn for the worse? By
I think it's
putting
taking
these people.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes,
there.
I agree. It's taking a turn for the worse.
yeah, it is.
I agree with that also, because like you say, most of the younger rappers that's out here now, they don't even have, the respect for the music industry first, because everybody's disrespecting themselves on these songs, especially the women.
Mm-hmm. And it's great, as great as Kendrick Lamar is.
Yeah,
that his what he just did, right?
Right.
It's starting to fade. It's still out there, but it's starting to fade.
What are you speaking of?
Kendrick Lamar, when his rap battle against Drake. That's what I mean.
So
as great as
the way he annihilated Drake.
The way he annihilated Drake is slowly starting to fade. But you know who's not fading? Sexy Red. Those. They're always in the news. It's like they headline the wrong rappers to me.
Well, that beef, you can't expect that beef to go on and on and on. So.
Yeah, but no. I get that, but it's Kendrick Lamar. He's you expect something to come out, something to pop out, or the music to keep playing. You get what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, they play in the club a lot.
Playing.
Yeah, they play it in the club a lot, but it's slowly starting to fade off IG and being replaced by the Ice Spices and the Sexy Reds and the Megan Thee Stallion, which is nothing wrong with Megan. I'm just saying, I think the music that should be displayed is the ones that are true artists, and that's not. To me,
well, you say
I think it's more of a popularity than anything. It's not really based on their skills at rapping.
Now you mentioned IG, and I somewhat agree with you, Comedian 96, because you mentioned IG, and I think you may have mentioned Facebook, but social media altogether. Yeah. Videos, and in these videos, it's not really the music that the fans or the people are looking or listening at. It's what they're doing in the videos and what they have on, which is more or less, twerking and shaking their ass type of shit.
Yeah. Right.
So, that definitely. But again, this younger generation, this is what they like.
Yeah, that's what they into.
So, man, I actually don't think hip hop is declining. Let me tell you why.
Go for it.
Well, you knew he was gonna say it.
I don't think it's declining. If anything, it's actually increasing. And R&B is actually declining. And here's why. Because you got rappers collaborating with R&B artists, and it seems like the genre of music is switching. So when you have these collaborations, it's more considered a hip-hop song versus an R&B song.
Right.
Because of the collaborations. Now, on top of that, hip-hop is in everything. It's in commercials.
It's everywhere.
It's in TV shows. It's all over. Movies. Now, think about when hip-hop first started, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty much you had two types. You had your East Coast rapping, and you had your West Coast, which was considered gangster rap.
Yep.
Right?
That's correct.
Now, you have gangster rap. You have conscious rap. You have Christian rap. You have drill rap.
Facts.
You have trap rap. You even had, at one point, horrorcore. That's what Bushwick Bill and Gangsta Nip, it was considered horrorcore.
Right.
So I think that hip-hop is actually evolved.
So here are some interesting facts
Great point.
about hip-hop. Now, in 2020, its peak was 28.2% of listeners hip-hop. Well, last year it went down to 26.8%. So it's down. And I believe that these facts are from like record sales or artists being able to do big shows or something. So obviously it's down, and I think the reason for that is down because of the these other sites, these streaming sites.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that.
So labels aren't able to determine how many sales they getting from artists, because artists are not dealing with labels, and it's just basically all streams, and most artists are making their own money. So it's declining to the big record labels that's controlling or were controlling
past tense.
So they're probably complaining now. They're not seeing that money. So yeah, it's declining in popularity for those people. But I think, like you mentioned, as of a whole, hip hop is never gonna decline. So yeah, I think it's a decline to the gatekeepers in the industry that used to control the record sales from different artists. I think that would be the only decline. But again, hip hop will never be a declining thing. It's actually a whole generation now. Hip hop is taking over pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, and I think when I mentioned earlier, as far as it declining in popularity, like I said, growing up most of your life or all your life pretty much listening to hip hop, and then to hear the evolution, see how the evolution and the difference between now and then. I'm just not a major fan, and I can imagine most people that's in my generation probably feel the same, if not
close to it, if nothing else, because like you say, we grew up with hip hop.
I think hip hop is one of those genres, man. I don't know if the right word is anomaly, but think about this. In the 40s and 50s, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, you had like your doo-wop.
Right.
Then, like, I guess R&B or something, whatever, it came and kind of faded that away. And you don't hear doo-wop anymore, right? And then in the 70s, you had your disco era.
Yeah, the disco.
And disco kind of faded away. You don't hear that no more.
Right.
Now, because
of
this,
the 80s, don't forget the 80s.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'm not going through all the years.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But now, when you think about it, now I'm not saying that R&B would fade away,
Right.
but because of these collaborations, it seems as if that's the next thing that's kind of like slowly, because it's like where all the good R&B artists. I know it's hip hop, but
it's all being phased in together. The R&B and hip hop, and what's making it that is the drum patterns and the drum sounds that they using in R&B music now. I mean, if you change those drums to regular playing drums and a bass guitar, it's gonna sound like R&B. So that portion of hip hop, that's why you say, they rap on it and they put it in a hip hop category now, because of the drums. And I think you can pretty much take any kind of music and put hip hop drums to it and make it hip hop.
So now, boy, you got my car wheels turning now. So now, a person like yourself, Slash, your group of guys, the producers, they're actually the ones who are actually changing to where it's like everything is sounding hip hop.
That's where it's going. To everything has to have that hip hop feel, because people are like driven towards hip hop. I don't care what nationality you are. It's everywhere. It's not just black. Remember, it used to be just black people listen to hip hop. We started it, so it was in the neighborhoods first.
Yeah,
it didn't make it to
mainstream.
Bel Air,
suburbs
for a while, and the only time they realized that it was there was when Luke made it to Bel Air, and he had the girls, the stripping.
Yeah,
the stripper girls. Let me say that, because they wasn't stripping; they just were stripper type girls in the bikinis. And that changed hip hop. So hip hop is a big factor in a lot of stuff, and I think it's becoming more popular than ever. They have a museum now. I think we mentioned that on the show before. A hip hop museum, man. So yeah, hip hop is extremely popular.
I want to touch on something Freddie G said earlier, and also you, Slash. I wanted to disagree with you so bad, Freddie G, about the you said R&B declining more than rap, and I was like, I thought about it, and there's a radio station here in Houston that I listen to all the time. I don't want to name give it the code or whatever, but you're right, Freddie G. I don't listen to them because they play rap now. They're R&B station, but they play rap a whole lot. on it, which tells me that nobody's really listening to R&B anymore. They are just listening to rap, because this radio station is playing R&B. They may throw a rap song in there once every blue moon, but now every time you turn on there, at least 80% of the time, it's rap. So I can see the decline in R&B, and then Slash on top of that. If you think about it, when you go on IG or any type of social media sites, you'll see some people, not very few, but most of the time it's always rap that they're trying to promote on IG.
Well,
Most of the time, you don't see that much R&B. You see a few people. You'll see a Maya here and there. Maybe Brian McKnight might pop out, Tyrese maybe. But for the most part, most of all of the rappers are on some social media network, even the older ones like in our generation. So I think that's why rap you think it's evolving, but I think it's not.
So in popularity, not necessarily, and it evolves every chance it gets. Hip hop will, and it'll always evolve. But as far as popularity, when you mention these artists, the popularity actually comes from the people knowing who you are. Now, let's just say, for instance, Hammer had, when he was out, 20 million fans. Okay, now, whether or not he gained more fans or not, that's still 20 million.
Still 20 million.
That's popular. You know what I mean? And it's way more people, and I'm saying that, making that point to say that it's way more people than that listens to hip hop.
Right.
Their kids are starting to listen to hip hop. The cartoons putting hip hop in it. Its popularity is too huge to decline.
Which is another example Slash of how it is evolving.
Yeah, that exactly. That's
Freddie G
evolving.
gave a great, he gave a lot of good examples as well. So I'm not sure why you don't see it.
I think
evolving.
it's evolving in a negative way. How could I say that? It's not
Christian rap.
So
don't,
look,
just throw one
and-
piece.
and let me-
I'm just
You throw
saying.
Christian rap in there, I throw Sexy Red in there. I trump that. Then you want to throw
You've been-
somebody else.
you've been screaming Sexy Red
No,
now.
because these are just rappers that you don't put in the front line, but they're doing it. They're putting them out.
Popularity because of the
you see what
generation
I'm
that's
saying?
listening to
you just,
So check this out. K Money said Christian rap, and you say you throw Christian rap out there, I throw Sexy Red. K Money gave a type of rap. You gave an artist. What category do Sexy Red fall in? As a type
Raunchy
of
rap. Raunchy rap.
Okay. Okay.
I just made it up.
Is there such a thing?
No, it's not. But that's
What category do she falls in when it comes to this rap then, if that's the case? Because K Money said Christian rap. I can piggyback off K Money and say conscious rap.
Okay. I ain't trying to battle over.
No, it's not a battle. I'm just trying to see how you not see the evolution of it.
I'm not. All right.
yeah, hip hop is going. It's always evolved.
Let's
man.
just agree to disagree, because it's 3-on-1.
No, it's not. It's not. That's
We end
just
up arguing. I'm going. To
Yeah, he
jail.
finna take his ball and go
But-
home.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my ball and go.
That's
home.
your
I don't
general
play no-
opinion. You
I don't-
had a right to have that opinion. So nobody's against you. We just saying we believe that hip hop will always evolve, and there's certain things that we see that gives us that idea to say, okay, this is getting better. It's not getting worse. Yeah, some of the artists may be getting worse, but that's not gonna make hip hop
The
decline.
music getting worse.
The music is getting worse. That's not gonna make hip hop decline, because even that the music is worse, the people that's listening to it are still listening.
And Slash made a good point earlier where he gave the numbers in regards to what he thought with the record sales and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The thing is that when you have those numbers like that, right, it may appear as hip hop is declining,
Right.
But when you look at it as a whole, all music is declining because of record sales.
Because there are
all
no
genre
more
of music
record sales
are declining because of record sales. But hip hop is growing.
growing.
Well,
Hip hop is everywhere, man.
Yeah, you still got little boys today that want to be rappers. You
That
know,
want to rap, man.
well, then K Money, Freddie G / give me my ball back. I'm going home. I don't want to play with y'all no more.
he gonna cry when he get to the car.
I am, cause I know I'm right.
Okay, well,
I'm just playing.
so I mean, my outlook on hip hop, man, and the difference in declining one way to me where it declines is the amount of the new artists that I listen to. That declined vastly because of the conversations that they have in the music, like what you mentioned about Sexy Red.
Yeah,
I agree. Some of her topics, to me, for that generation, is like, whoa. But, and let me make this point. I can't just say it's them because in our era,
facts.
we had Luke. That's what started all this twerking.
True.
Going on right now.
God, I forgot we did have.
So, but again, hip hop evolved from just that.
Yeah.
Every element or every aspect of hip hop has evolved in its own kind of way.
But I will say this about Luke. He wasn't on wrestling. He wasn't on commercials like Sexy Red. He wasn't on, like, he ain't have all that.
You got to think, I'm sorry, Slash.
They,
You're right.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something, though.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Luke, none of them artists would be able to say what they're saying.
But you tell it.
And so the reason why he wasn't on all of that is because they hadn't put in place the sticker and all that stuff where he had to go fight in Congress to get them.
That's right.
So once he went to Congress and all of that, and the president and everybody got involved, and the parental discretion advice stickers and all this stuff, he paved the way for
everybody.
All of that.
Okay,
so that's why they're able to get there.
Okay,
so hip hop evolved. Hip hop evolved. Luke was a part of the evolution of hip hop.
He sure was.
Okay, so I got a question then. Can you answer this? Are there any other rappers that are much better than Sexy Red that they could have put out in front? That's all I'm asking.
It's not so much as they put them out in front. It's the public who it's the popularity. It's the people who's listening to it. That's what make artists hot. So if she's making enough noise and a bunch of hood rats or whomever you want to say, whatever kid love it and she becomes popular, of course the machine that's behind her is gonna push her out front because they see that the people like that.
Right.
Who are you saying is putting her out front? When you
say every time you look up, she just did a WWF. She on damn She doing every damn thing.
No,
she's always out.
She's
on a country singer's fucking at the concert.
Let's change that way you think about what she's doing.
Yeah,
that's not her. That's what they're setting up for her to do.
Yeah. Well,
she's working. That's her job.
Yeah, when I say she working, bro, like she every time you look up, she is in something.
That Freddie G made was the only reason they're doing that is because of the popularity of the stuff that they've previously done. So that's why Sexy Red is where she's at as far as being an artist. And it doesn't matter. You got good artists that can't get that break because they don't have that one machine.
And that's the point I made. Get that good artist up in there.
But
that's what I'm saying.
That's what we want. But that doesn't change the popularity.
True.
Or does it make hip hop decline?
If you're a hip hop head like myself, they like to hear the lyrics and not the ass shaking.
Well, yeah,
it's declining to me. That's why
I said that earlier. Yeah, that style of music.
Yeah.
It does decline, but that doesn't mean that for every one of us that don't like it, it's not another person.
Earlier, that's our generation. That's our generation that grew up on it, and that's what we used to the lyrics. But nowadays, it's different. All about,
but it's still popular.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it won't decline. I mean, to us, yeah, maybe that style of music, but I don't think it'll ever go backwards. Even with all the stuff going on, the beef, the scandals. And the drugs and the weapons and the artists going to jail, hip hop has still not declined.
Right.
I still want my ball back.
So y'all come back, holla at us. We gonna give him his ball back. Peace out. So that's all, y'all, for this edition of Music Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Come back tomorrow and check out True Tuesday with K Money. Hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, D52 Scott Podcast. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast.